Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We're about to bring you our Louisville football predictions, but we wanted to offer up a few disclaimers first. Our predictions you're about to see are live from the stadium, live from Cardinal Stadium. And yes, we know they changed the name of the stadium last year, but like the Carrier Dome at Syracuse or the Bounce House at UCF or even the Staples Center out in LA, those are the names that stick with us. So we filmed it live from the stadium in Louisville where they were having an event on the field. So there was a lot of loud music blaring over the speakers. We played with the audio, tried to get it as good as we can, but we wanted to tell you you might want to turn up your volume for the next video here in 1 second. Might want to turn up that volume so you can hear our analysis as best as possible with the music still in the background. And YouTube, we don't take credit for that music. We don't take any credit for it whatsoever. Couldn't help it. But without further ado, our 2024 Louisville football predictions live from Louisville. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert here in Louisville, Kentucky, bringing you our 2024 Louisville football predictions. And just bear with us. We're going to try to be screaming these things at the top of our lungs. We got a lot of music going, so we're going to try to shout over it as best as we can and bring you some of the best analysis in the entire country. Look, Louisville, they had a pretty good year in year one under Jeff Brom. I mean, winning 10 games and making the ACC championship is nothing to hang your head about. What is to hang your head about is losing the final 3 games of the season to Kentucky, to Florida State in the ACC championship, and then, of course, USC in their bowl game. So how does Louisville respond now in 2024? How do they get back on track and maybe find themselves back in the ACC championship game? Well, they do that by loading up on offense once again. 8 starters are back, and they replaced Jack Plummer at quarterback with the transfer and Ty Shuck in from Texas Tech. The key for him is health. He had health issues at Oregon. He's had health issues at Texas Tech. But if he can stay healthy, he is going to thrive in this Jeff Brom offense. And he's going to thrive with their new additions. Guys like Colin Lacey from South Alabama, who had over 1,300 yards during his time with the Jaguars just last year. Ja'Cory Brooks in at wide receiver from Alabama. Mark Redmond in at tight end from San Diego State, along with Chris Bell, who was here just last year. They do lose their top 2 quarterbacks in Jawar Jordan and Isaac Rindo, but 172 combined starts on the offensive line. This offense is going to be very, very dangerous. The defense, it's been solid these last few years. Last year, 7 starters are back this year after giving up just 21.3 points per game and only giving up 100 rushing yards per game. 5 of their top 7 tacklers return, led by TJ Quinn at linebacker, Devin Neal at safety, Ashton Gillett, 11 sacks last year up on the defensive line. This is a team, guys, that is talented at all 3 levels defensively and has a chance to repeat at going back to the ACC championship game. You take a look at their schedule, though, it's pretty difficult. They open up 2-0, Austin Peay, Jacksonville State, no worries there. They should be 2-0 right here at home at Cardinal Stadium. Then a bye week, they take on Georgia Tech. Last year in Atlanta, the season opener, Louisville got off to a rough start, down 28-13 to the Yellow Jackets as a nearly touchdown favorite. But they battled back to win 39-34. Both these teams have great offenses. I expect it to be a relatively close game for a while, but home field advantage and Louisville's defense is the difference maker. The Cardinals pull away. They beat the Yellow Jackets. They are 3-0, heading on the road to Notre Dame. That Notre Dame game is massive. Massive for playoff hopes for both these teams, boosting their resumes. And last year, right here at this stadium, Louisville upset Notre Dame, beat them 33-20, and held the Fighting Irish to just 44 rushing yards and forced 5 turnovers. But now the game is in South Bend. They reloaded on offense, bringing in Riley Leonard from Duke, bringing in a great transfer core of wide receivers. South Bend's one of the most difficult places to play, and Notre Dame's defense is going to be one of the best in the entire country. I just don't think Louisville's going to have enough to win this game on the road, especially if quarterback play could be a little bit shaky. The Fighting Irish get the win and hand Louisville their first loss of the year. They're 3-1. Well, then they come back home and they take on SMU, one of the ACC newcomers. This is going to be another fun offensive game. If you love offense, this is going to be the game for you. Louisville's offense versus Brett Lashley's offense, led by Preston Stone and Jalen Knight and his loaded core of wide receivers. This is going to be a welcome to the league moment for SMU. The Mustangs play Florida State the week before and then have to come to Louisville, so playing the 2 ACC championship members in back-to-back games. At home, Louisville takes care of business. I think SMU's a little hungover after that game to Florida State, whether they win or lose, hungover. They struggle with this environment. Look, Louisville last year They went 6-1 in this stadium and won all 6 of those games by an average of 26.3 points per game. Compare that to what they did on the road/neutral site. They were just 4-3 and won those games by an average of 5.5 points per game. So home field advantage is huge for the Cardinals, and they do get the job done against the Mustangs. They should cruise past Virginia, unlike they did last year. They barely beat the Cavaliers right here, only winning 31-24. But Virginia, while much improved, still has a lot of issues on both sides of the ball. Louisville does not sleepwalk through this game like they did last year. They beat the Cavaliers, and then it's the huge matchup right here in Louisville against Miami. Last year, Louisville clinched their ACC title berth with a touchdown victory on the road at Miami. Now, the ACC title berth could be on the line in October as they take on a Miami squad reloaded with Cam Ward and Damian Martinez and a great wide receiver core. This is a dangerous Miami team, but just as I alluded to, home field advantage is massive. Louisville defends home field. Could be a blackout game, we don't know, but this is going to be a rocking crowd for one of the biggest games in the ACC this year, and Jeff Brom's squad takes care of business in a game that will not be decided until late in the fourth quarter. Then they play Boston College. Should cruise past the Eagles. New coach, a lot of starters back, but brand new schemes is a bit of a concern. They beat the Eagles by 28 points last year. Boston College simply not there yet. Then on the road to Clemson. Can they win in Death Valley? The answer simply is no. They have one of the most difficult places to play in the entire country. Clemson's defense, kind of like Notre Dame, will be one of the best in the entire country. So 2 of the best defenses that Louisville has to play all year are going to come on the road, and I just don't think this team has what it takes to overcome those woes. We saw them struggle on the road last year. I think you see it happen again this year. So after a loss to Clemson, it's 2 losses, only 1 conference loss though. So still not completely out of it yet. After the bye week, they cruise past Stanford, long road trip, but they should exploit that Stanford secondary. They gave up nearly 300 passing yards per game. They beat Pittsburgh right here at home. Senior day, revenge over the Panthers after handing them their only regular season loss prior to the Kentucky game. Pittsburgh's going to struggle again in 2024. They beat the Panthers, which means they go on the road to Kentucky for their season finale, sitting at 9-2, only 1 conference loss. Can they defeat the Wildcats? The answer is no. Kentucky is loaded this year. Underrated offense with Brock Vandegrift, a very good running back core, very good wide receiver core. Kentucky has won 5 straight in this series, including a win right here last season where Louisville blew not 1 but 2 10-point leads. The Wildcats won 38-31 and ultimately ruined any slim chance Louisville had of maybe making the college football playoff. Louisville falls for the 6th straight year in Lexington to a very good Kentucky team, both sides of the ball, and they finished the year at 9-3, but 7-1 in conference play. They lose to Notre Dame, they lose to Kentucky, the only conference loss on the road at Clemson. So depending on how the rest of the ACC shakes out, it might not be a playoff year for the Cardinals, but it could be a year that they do return to the ACC championship. They have the talent and the strength on both sides of the ball. They've got a great coach, one of the best coaches in this conference, in Jeff Brom. He's off to a fast start. The fast start continues. 9-3 for Louisville, live here from Cardinal Stadium. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com. Sign up for those expert picks, become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.